Now we're going to continue with the concept of computer vision. See, when I talk about a computer vision, right, what we are actually talking about here is about ability to recognize objects. So when you talk about ability to recognize object here, it is not going to come easily. First, you have to train the system. Like for example, give the system an option to do image classification. This is among the first things that we do in data engineering where we do image classification. So when I do image classification, we will take a lot of data and then identify individual objects by using either image classification method, object detection method, or semantic segmentation method, or image analysis method, or face detection and recognition method, or optical character and recognition method. You see, these are all computer vision components. So far, OCR, optical character recognition, you would have done. Face detection, a lot of you guys have already been using Touch and Go and other digital wallets, which are using the face recognition. In fact, you would have submitted a lot of forms. Those are form recognizers. So these are the components of computer vision. How are you going to create a software application that, that will be able to make use of the computer vision technology of the artificial intelligence as part of your offering? So in lesson 2, we're going to look at creating computer vision solutions in Azure. So first, what you have to do, you have to pre-train these computer vision model, meaning over 10,000 over predefined classes of objects will be supplied to the system, and the system will perform an analysis onto all these objects by identifying the image description, the tag generation, the face detection, analysis, content moderation, text detection, OCR. See, all these are. So if you look at this content here, this creates a caption of a group of people walking on a sidewalk. This looks like a sidewalk. This looks like a group of people. So when you tag it, you can tag as a building. There's a building here. There is jeans that they had wearing. It's a street. It's an outdoor location. They have some jackets. This is most likely a city area. And these are people, person. Then after the tagging, you can go on to rating. Is this is adult? I mean, you see, for every photos and pictures that is being posted online, especially those like, nude photos, right? That is where the rating comes into the picture to classify if these contents are adult contents or is they a false content or racial content. See, those kind of detection can be analyzed, and based on that, a particular image will be either blocked or published. So this is where Facebook, your social medias, and everywhere, right? You see, you don't really see nowadays a lot of horror scenes. You see, those days, 20 years ago, when we use YouTube, whenever there is some kind of like a propaganda going on in a war elsewhere, you will notice that there's people being chopped off, la, being burnt alive, la. Those videos are all everywhere and online on internet. But nowadays, where are they? How is it possible some video clip that you include, which contains these images, been detected and then removed from public view? So that's how we do training models. That's what we call as training models. That means that we train the AI to perform image classification and object detection. So, like for example, how does an apple looks like, a banana looks like, an orange looks like? So it does has image classification library where various photos and images of apple has been taken in various forms as well. Not necessarily it has to be a photo, realistic image. It can be a hand drawn. With this image classification, next, whatever photo picture has been given to us, and we can do object detection. It can detect, it creates a kind of like a binding box. We call this binding box, like, or basically an area to make sure. So there's many facades of components that it actually take into account. If you look at facial recognition, face services, yeah, you can you can now use AI to detect a blur face. If there is a high exposure, there's glasses, headphones, noise, occlusion, whatever, face services can clean the face and give it to you in a meaningful manner. This is by similarity matching, identity. Where you have this in social media sites as well, where they collect all your photos, Google, Microsoft, Facebook. So what they do is what is known as detecting facial recognition. Here we're looking at reading text. All these while OCR documents, even though they are text documents, we still had after the OCR, the wordings may not be matching. But now with computer vision service capabilities with AI, many of the handwritten texts as well can be extracted from images and then made into a recognizer. There's also a form recognizer beside the handwritings. These are like if you supply your bills, the filler can analyze from the bills. This is from Northwind Trader, which is located in 123 Main Street. They have a registration number or telephone number of 555-123-4567 on 2020 February 17 at 107. Somebody bought one apple and an orange for a price of $2.50. And out of this receipt, 25 cents tax has been taken. So that should be like given to the government. So these are all informations in the bill where the form recognizer can identify. They perform some kind of semantic recognition of form fields, not just text extraction, but they can identify, okay, like in this case, okay, this is has to be a kind of what? It's a receipt given by Northwind traders to the customer. Of course, they don't have maybe the customer name, but that's okay. These are like computer generated. Using these, auditors and accountants can prepare the accounting books. Okay, so that is a form recognizer. So you have seen now form recognizer. Then if you look at beside the form recognizer, hold on a moment. In Azure AI portal, okay, how do we do this? Okay, you go to computer vision. This is the portal. Later on, I will share with you guys how to create an account on your own and then how you can also test this out. So here we're going to go to computer vision, search for computer vision or click on the computer vision. Then there is a sample service available. So we are going to create a new service, uh, put it in a resource group. You see, every services that you create, every resource must put in a particular resource group. That's how Microsoft calculate the billing. The resource group is your bill. And then the billing is always follows by where you are locating your resources. So in this case, they are putting it in East US. They're going to give it a name of Analyze Image AI 900 Demo as a name, and then take up a particular pricing tier. So this requires a standard pricing tier, as the free tier has already been used up by another subscription. So now it's money. Okay, remember, Microsoft is also putting you a notice on the responsible AI. What can you do with these? Okay, you check on that you recognize, and then you proceed with creating the computer vision. All right, deployment is done. Let's go to the resources. You have to have your key endpoints. This is where the ChatGPT can actually perform further query of image recognition. Okay, go to PowerShell, install script, code, execute the code, AI 900 virtual training. We have created a GitHub post earlier. So here we're going to go into the analyze images AI 900 and modify the endpoints and the keys, copy the key, include the key onto your search engine, and then copy your endpoint address. Okay, so you've already created the virtual machine. This is the virtual machine. Now you are giving it to the app. So once the app has been supplied with the key and the endpoint, and you save these onto your application, now you can go and access your application. See, earlier we have seen that this demo, they had created the record in the GitHub. You can practice this later on. So for today's session, we are only giving you an introduction into these to have an idea about how do image analysis works. So again, now we go into the folder, um, identify the file, execute. Okay, in this directory is where we have the analyze dash image PowerShell 1. Okay, I'm gonna tell this to analyze based on store location, which is, let's say, camera 1 JPEG file. So it analyzes the file. You see, it gives you details. So you can test this out. But of course, this is just what the data engineers do. This is what the programmers do. We are showing you what would they be seeing. In fact, you also look at the same thing. You right click into any particular image, and then you look at the properties. You see on the properties, but that is the stored information. Now this is going into another image. A woman holding a shopping cart in a grocery store, and it is a person object. The tags, text, it's a text, it's a person, it's a woman, it's a marketplace, it's a shop. See, it detects. So let's say this photo, another photo. Okay, when it analyze this photo, yeah, this is actually camera 3 JPEG file. Again, it does gathered some classification, some tagging. This is what we call as training the ChatGPT AI. Basically, we are training the system to learn how to perform image recognition from the photos that has been given. So you will later on see how this works in our environment. So this is what is called machine learning, creating predictive model. So basically, you supply the system with thousands of photos, let the system detect the content of the photo based on the vision images, vision information, tag them, categorize them. See, now you're doing classification. Once you have all your sample flowers, for example, right? You have a lot of sample. You categorize them based on the petals, colors, size. See, you would want to have individual characteristics identified and label them according to probably their species. So when I look at a drawing like this, you see, most of the time when I look at this drawing, we all know this is what? It's a rose, right? And then if you know another diagram that is very famous is like tulips. So with this information, what the system does, it creates a kind of algorithm or formula, which this formula or this algorithm is used to find the relationship between the features and the labels. The result is a model that encapsulates those relationships. That means this is what we are doing, right? Machine learning. So what we are doing, we are taking a lot of characters, label them, and then train the system to make sure predict output accurately. So now the AI can perform a further predictive analysis onto any new photo that you supply without the human interaction or without the human instruction by itself. So this is what is called machine learning. We're not going to go into that, don't worry. I'm just sharing with you what are the engines behind the AI. And in machine learning, you have two types of machine learning, supervised and unsupervised. What is the supervised, unsupervised? When you train your AI using data that that has a known label, that is supervised. That means that I know I'm training things like I know I'm trying to recognize cars. I'm trying to recognize human being. I'm trying to recognize a plant. That is all like supervised machine learning. You know, it is normally not very peculiar. They are straightforward. Regression. That means, yes, all leaves are usually green in color. Some are different color. That's a regression or labeling technique. They come up with a formula. It's like a big chart table. They have regression model. Then they also have other models, linear model. They would have like probably using some other median, mean. See, this is all a classification method. How they do for supervised machine learning. It's all scientists do job. Human being do job. We are going to not human being do job. We are going to go into the unsupervised machine learning, training data that is unlabeled. Your photos all unlabeled. So these, okay, we cannot actually simply come up with a method of labeling because why? They may not have a known label because nobody have labeled them. All your photos of your past photos you have in your uh, phone. See, I have had used in the last 20 years probably 10 different iPhone. In all my iPhones, I had my photos. I don't delete. I back up. I keep. And I would have had tons of those different photos. Well, how do I go and take them and put them in Google Drive? Google Drive nicely what it does, it allows you to sort them according to Facebook. So you can also create that. That is called model training validation. Okay, what is this process? Is what they do try to identify. So in this, we are going to use Azure, Azure Machine Learning. Azure Machine Learning is the subscription package that Microsoft is selling. So what does Microsoft is selling here? If I look at it, they basically have option for you like to create your own machine learning, artificial intelligence component, or you can also see that they also have option for you to create your own pipeline. See, when you want to create your own pipeline, that's where you see you take up all the diabetes data. You normalize the data. That means you take a data and make it into, okay, these are the normal data. You remove all the weird ones. After removing all the weird ones, you bring in the data, you split the data. So why you split the data? I mean, we're not going to be studying the whole the data. We're probably going to take up a particular component of a data. That's why we call split data. We split the data into a small chunk and then we train that. So when you train this, see what you get is from the supplied data, you get your evaluation model. So once the system have learned this, then next time you can come and give two-class logistic regression. That means you can give any data to the system. Based on its knowledge of the existing data, he can predict and evaluate and tell you. This is what the current AI uh, among the things that they are trying to develop in Google, they have developed a retina scan. I mean, instead of, we are looking into your body by, dissecting, biopsy, scanning, scoping, or any other ultrasonic, endoscopic, whatever kind of intrusion methods, just by looking at your eyes can tell 1,000 different types of disease in your body. The retina. Of course, you and I, we look at the eyes. I think that we will not be able to get that much of information. This I'm talking about is what has been done in the industry, basically by the industry itself to use the technology for the benefits of the humankind. Okay, so that's where we are looking at. So if I look at this, you go to machine learning, Azure, machine learning, create a workspace. In particular region, you have to have a storage account, you have to have a key vault account, You have to have your application inside. All these must, you must enable. So once you have enabled all these, you can review and create. It will create for you a machine learning uh, platform where you can start testing all your hypotheses or all your contents. Okay, so once you have done with this, you come back here. What we're going to do is launch your machine learning studio. So when we launch machine learning studio, this is a little different than the earlier one, where here components are mostly designer for machine learning designing options. So you have your data, your job, your component, your pipeline, your environment, your model, your endpoint. See, all of them are here. You create lah, apa you mau? Okay, that's what they mean. So if I create this full set, yeah, you can run this in multiple programming language like R language, Python. Okay, now they are creating a virtual machine. Okay, this is what the current virtual machine that they had have. They modify it. You can give it a name and then save it. So what this will do, it will create a compute cluster. That means instead of one machine, you can have more machines. Like in this case, two machines. Why? Yeah, of course, like if I'm giving a more workload to my computer, I mean, when I like, let's say you have a platform, you have millions of subscribers, and everybody is doing some kind of searching and scratching. You need to have a more resource. One application is not enough. So that is where Microsoft AI Azure comes into picture. So here, of course, in that studio, we are going to take a particular data. You know the data. This is the data of a particular sales or winds speed, particular rental against a temperature, time, season, holiday, weekday, weekend, weather, humidity, year, month, day. Or you can know. So you from that data, in particular month you have more rental coming in if you have chalet kind of things. So what do? You create the data set, you bring in that content inside here, you give it a schema name, make it into a table format, and then uh, go on, pull the data into your system. When you pull the data, the system is going to create a data link point between your data content. So how you going to define each content? Maybe you want to use, CSV file, comma separated value file. They always follow the file format delimiters, comma delimiters. Okay, encoding all standard, header all standard. I'm not gonna skip any none rows. All I skip lah. There he pulled the file. He already know the data. Remember just now the Excel file? He already pulled. See why we are pulling the data into machine learning? Because we want to train the ML with this particular data set. Imagine the same thing. You can create your own AI assistant for your business, for your job, for your study, for yourself, for your career using Microsoft Azure machine learning. And then if you are able to understand the ML things, you can now then come back. In this case, okay, what we actually have done is we have created a ML job set where we are now going to configure the job. What we're going to configure, we're going to experiment the data. Remember what we want to know, the rental, when will it perform better, which month, which time, right? So what we're going to choose here, target column, we're going to look at the rental item and then compute it against, let it choose the compute cluster and then the compute cluster node that we have created and let the machine perform the task. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to do regression, classification, time series forecasting, natural language processing, computer. You see, now we are going to look into regression. Basically, primary metric is normalized root mean square error. Go explain best model, use all supported model. Semua kasih hantam. Can also. But of course, you can also choose individually. If let's say you want to have a quicker reply, you know what you're doing. All right. If you don't know, so how long am I going to train this for 0.5, half an hour? What score am I looking at? I'm looking at 0.085 score. There's a temperature that we're going to also specify. Wait, it's coming. Okay, and then enable featureization. Go next. Select the validation test type. We already have auto select. Test data asset already been given. Now go on. We have created. It's not yet started. What is this? This is the task. This is the process. This is the job. I mean, I talk about machine learning. Talk about I want the machine to do some learning. There. It has been completed. Okay, duration 10 minutes. User specified exit score reached. Hence, the experiment is stopped. So it has done quickly. The model created some algorithm, normalized root mean squared algorithm. Oh, okay. Can you understand how it come up with this all this value? Okay, these are for scientists, for data engineers. Now the AI is going to give you an explanation. What the explanation is going to explain to you? During working day is where most people come. Temperature very high, more people come. Yeah, when bedtime people come. So according to your preferences, we call this as your feature selection. Your metric value will change. So this is what the process of training ML to learn your data. Supervised learning. We are supervising the machine learning. And once we have taught it about all the process, we can deploy it into a prediction model. So this is a predicting rental model. Of course, whenever you do multiple computer, you can either use Kubernetes or container instance. Kubernetes is if I wanted to go live, container is enough, enable authentication and go create this model. This model will be now created, succeeded, deployed. Okay, now go to the endpoint for the predict rental model that we created. At the current moment, the deployment is healthy. The rest endpoint, that's what we wanted. And then we can go perform testing. So in order for us to do the data to test real-time endpoint data, these are the values that probably we need to know, any one particular of these values. And that will produce the results. Okay, so let's look at this particular endpoint content. Click on, if you look at the value and test it, they have supplied a new value. Now you know, okay, what it has actually produced. Okay, this is behind what it actually had done is it consumed your endpoint, your key, and then it performed an analysis. So for this is where you are going to pay money to Microsoft, Google, or anybody because they are the one who are running the engine, right? This is the engine. Automated machine learning. Automated machine learning some more. See, you didn't specify what you want to do. You had a data, you supply it to the system and tell the system, you please, analyze this data and tell me what is this data is about. In the future, that is how it is going to be. The system is going to analyze whatever given data, come up with a model, and from that, you will be able to identify what data is being supplied in a particular environment. So I think that has given us some information to understand. Of course, so far, if you understand, we have talked about vision processing. Now, earlier we talked about OCR, we talked about image recognition, we talked about machine learning, how to do supervised or unsupervised training. Now, this is the most coolest of all, natural language processing. What is this natural language processing is all about? Okay, guys, this is where you do text analysis, entity recognition, sentiment. So you do a post and then you want to know whether your post is liked by people or not. You perform sentiment analysis, speech recognition. Somebody send you a call voice. I'm not teaching. I'm not talking to you. Whatever that I'm talking can be synthesized into text. Speech recognition. Yes, we're going to look at that as well. Machine translation, semantic language. That means you can ask computer a question like you're asking a normal human being. You are already doing this using Google. For those of you guys who are using ChatGPT, Bing, Gemini, Claude, or any other automated chat communication devices, I think, Copilot, for example, you would now understood that you are using part of these components in your daily day-to-day activity. So what is a natural language processing? A sample, a conversational AI. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much. Just now I told you about text. Blah, blah, blah. Come back to the simple topic, conversational AI. When somebody texts you, you have to reply. You see, many times I text you guys, what's up? Hi guys, can you please identify yourself? Pun tara reply. I think human being conversation is even worse. But you know what happens here? We train the AI to act as an agent, AI agent. That means when people engage to your company through any channel, whether web chat, ka, email, ka, social media, ka, voice, even, I mean, you see, actually, I have been doing this for my organization. I'm not there, but you can log into my website and then you have a virtual assistant to assist you. You can go into my email, send me an email. You can go into my social media platform, and then there will be a guided, for now, we have a guided automated response. That means the moment you come, I will ask you a first question. Hi, how can I help you? I'm running a CCNA program next month. I'm running a Microsoft AI program next month. Are you interested? You say yes, I talk to you. You say no. All right, thank you. What else you want to do? Go ahead. Bye-bye. Now, this allows for whoever that hops onto my website to know about my service much more better. And this conversational AI component is not going to talk any bullshit. It's going to talk about mainly what we wanted to talk about by performing text analysis, speech analysis, translate. You can even act with a translation service. You can create a question and answer. This is what now Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, every social media network now have this question because somebody want to ask you some question, you want to answer. But when this is talked about questioning and answer, remember Q&A got one. FAQ, okay. But here, you see, not just FAQ or Q&A, which is built in. What if somebody come into a website and ask, randomly a question? Well, of course, you want to still make sure your replies are tied with your organization's offering. Like I'm doing Microsoft AI training, CCNA training, cybersecurity training. We are also doing on machine learning. We are doing a little on cyber ops. So these SOC and all these are my field of subject. So now we are integrating into Azure both service to create a power virtual agent, which will be able to perform a cognitive service and respond to all channels based on the board framework, which will also make sure we are going to limit our conversations to our services alone. This is called groundedness. We will look into this on tomorrow. So for here, in order, before we go into that, let's just look into your language model first. So in the language, this is called language service, because all these are language, right? People talking. So you go create a language service. You can do what? Sentiment analysis, key phrase extraction, pre-built, or you can create a custom question answering. You see, Azure is giving all these. I mean, of course, you can create this in other platforms as well, but we also have these in Azure. Looks a little intimidating, but don't worry. Choose your resource group, choose your region, and then give it a name because this is a language instance. So I'm going to call this problem, we're going to call this language service. Okay. And choose your pricing tier. If you have a free tier, take up a free tier first. Okay. Your 5K transactions for 30 days free. This again, you got to accept the responsible AI notice, and then let's review and create the framework. Okay. Validation passed. All right. We are good to go. Let's create. All right. Deployment completed. Let's go to the resources and look at the resource under the keys and endpoints. We will again remember in the keys and endpoints, we'll go to the to the PowerShell and then choose the key and the code to include into our program. So we go into the AI virtual training code, analyze text. See, today we already have these in other platform where they give it to you much more easier. So it's not going to be programming copy paste. But even if it is programming, guys, it's not so difficult. See what do you just copy and paste the strings only. That is because we want to tell the system where to get the inputs from. So as we have given this, now, okay, you have a scenario. Okay, this is the text. Good hotel staff, clean room, good service. Okay, this is a review like you got lah. From this review, I want to know, okay, how is this hotel? Is it good or bad? How is this review? Is this review helping me? Or is this review scaring me? So when analyze text, review one script is analyzed. Okay, now it detects the language. It informs all the key taggings, analyze the sentiment. See, find the key phrases. Ah, it automatically pull this information from this single message. And you have a language detection. 0.99% is an English language, obviously. And these are the key phrases that you have pulled out from this particular post. And you can identify that it's in London, it's in UK. They have it's a stay. They have a courtyard. They have a restaurant. You can do party. There's a plenty of places available. Fish, kitchen, lounge, bedroom. You understand? Huh? Now you analyze the sentiment. Is it a positive sentiment or negative sentiment? Good hotel and star. That's a positive sentiment. Yeah. Identifying known entities. So what we identified, how do we know that this is good? Based on given thing there, it went to internet, taken a known entities like from Wikipedia and everywhere about the Royal Hotel, from any other trustable source in India, in Michelin, in wherever. It didn't even explain to you why it feels this is a positive remark, because based on that other comparative values in English, this is how. So you got to understand different languages behave differently. Tomorrow we're gonna see, we're gonna query into the Bing to see how Bing understands. Look at the translation. Goreng pisang. What do you think Google gonna call goreng pisang in English? What do you think ChatGPT is gonna call goreng pisang in English? And so forth. Guys, today we'll stop at 12:45. I understand that Friday some of us are going to go for Friday prayers. So I hope with all these information, you now have come to a little understanding about what Microsoft AI is about. And okay, so tomorrow we'll go again a little more onto this. Just now what we saw is basically this component. I have described to you what is artificial intelligence workloads and its considerations. You must know the common AI workload and then the guiding principles and responsible AI. You must understand these 6 responsible AIs. And then we're going to go into the fundamentals of machine learning, common machine learning types, core machine learning concepts, core tasks in creating a machine learning solution, Azure Machine Learning Studio. All these are machine learning aspects, components you must be aware about. 30 to 35% of the exam covers on this machine learning. You need to know lah. In machine learning, what are the components you have? Cognitive services, computer vision, natural language processing, conversation. These are all the components. Right? Then, of course, you go into describing these features. Tomorrow, again, we will look into these in more detail. I hope with that, you guys have had an idea about this particular program. This is Microsoft AI 900 exam. I will guide you. Now, before I end for the day, kindly guys, go to this AI 900 Learn Microsoft. Just type this in Google. It will take you to the learn Microsoft.com. Microsoft Certified Azure Fundamental Certification. Okay, this one, the top one. This is also okay. The one at the bottom also okay. So let's say if I take the first one, Azure AI Fundamentals, you come here. Okay, I want all of you all to do what? Please, on top here, you will see the login option. Please log in using a Microsoft account. Now, for those of you guys who don't have any Microsoft certificate before this, then create one account. I think you can create even Gmail, Microsoft, any account or just one account, then maintain that. Otherwise, for those of you who already have your LinkedIn credentials, best is to use the LinkedIn credentials account. Or if you already have any existing account, use that lah. So what do? You come down here. See, prepare for exam, Azure AI Fundamental. I want you guys to start this program, continue. I've already completed this, but let me just show you what you have to do. Just scroll down, scroll down, course syllabus. There you go. First, you're going to look at Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals Overview. Okay, let's look at this. This is fundamentals of AI overview. You can do these on your own time. How it works, read through, read the whole thing, go down. But of course, you got to make sure you have logged in. First, the concepts or fundamentals of AI concept. Click on these, then do all these studies, introduction to AI, machine learning. One time you all do la, tingo, click, click, click. Then finally you'll come to knowledge check. I'm going to guide you to do this together with me. Basically here, I've already completed all. There is 3 modules. Okay, what we can do now, okay, I'm going to bring you along. So I'm going to do from the first one. So this will be again recorded as one session and I will share with you after this. Meanwhile, for you guys, please, I already share you where the link is. There again, another one more. Again, Microsoft Azure AI Fundamental Course AI 903, 900 T00-A also can. Here also you have this same thing. Add to collection, add to your plan. So this is like my Microsoft AI certification collection. I mean, all this is for your reference only, not for anyone. Why? Because I'm showing you, okay, how you can work on various of these. So you what do you add lah? All these you add into your collection or plan. You have a collection. This is my collection now. I want to complete. I've already completed. So I have a natural language processing still to go. At the collection. See, beside the collection, only about how many? 6, right? Not money lah. 6. Okay, beside the collection, add to your plan. You don't have any plans yet. Okay. Add to plan. You don't have any plans. Okay, I just what plan are talking about? Plan. No, I'm not talking about any plans. Never mind. So what we do? Enough. Start. Continue. Okay. In this case, I'm gonna go and continue Azo AI fundamental OI AI first. Same thing, right? Goes back to the same place, ma. So basically, this is full set. Full set. This is one subset. In the subset, I'm going to now go to the subset. In the subset, I'm going to go down to the each of the modules. So I've already done this. So I'm going to add this into my collections. I've done this. You can see if I've done, it's a green color mark like that. So by right, this is already completed. Never mind. I'm going to go in again one more time to share the content together with you. So guys, I have stopped the session for today at this point, and I release you because some of you guys need to go for prayers. They have texted me already, I understand. And I will make another video of the fundamental of AI concept. This one, you can follow through with me. But remember guys, before that, I want to make sure all of you all have already created an account. If you have created your account, send me your account link information. You go to your account like this, take a snapshot. Sir, I've already registered, sir. So I can guide you. See, I have 111 batches, 16 trophies. You can complete more. As you do more, they will give you more points. Take all these points. La. Master Microsoft Team, Lead Forward. There's so many courses here that you can take up with. Okay, I'm going to guide you on this along the way. All right, so that is for today's session. Thank you so much for everyone for staying together. I will release you now. Okay, these videos will be also shared. Collect with me in the group, in the WhatsApp. You can take it from anywhere. Now, today after lunch session will be self-study. I've given you all the links. Please do your self-study. If there's any questions, you can contact me. I will be preparing the video on these exercises for you. We're going to do these exercise, this thing. So I'll create a video on how to do these for you. Click on each of these, how to answer, how to see this. Okay, yeah, I'll guide you. Lah. Personally, I'm going to guide you guys step by step. Complete the module. I mean, you're supposed to read through and everything. I will teach you how to do this. Okay, that has been completed. Look at that. Fundamental AI concept completed. So what I want you guys to complete all these studies. Then you see here, this got one button. Go share with LinkedIn. From now onward, you also start building your profile, not just your knowledge, but also your profile. So for all of you all, I would like to see your LinkedIn profile. Kindly share your LinkedIn profile in WhatsApp group, and then we will start from there further. Okay. See, also nice thing. You share lah, what you have earned every now and then like that. The only problem is after share, you see the filler stays in LinkedIn. You go back, then only you will go back to this one. Why must go back? Then you can go back to your lesson. Next module in this line. Okay. I'm going to show you. Okay. After this, all these. Okay. And we'll follow after the lunch. Sorry. We'll have the session ended today for this at this point. Tomorrow, guys, session will start at 10 o'clock. Again, you guys can join via the Teams. But tomorrow session, there will be a face-to-face in the office. If you could come in the morning alone, 10 to 12, it'll be nice. All of us can take a photo, and all of us can also make sure that we have interacted. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Please do WhatsApp me if you have any difficulty, or Sunday. I will be in the office both of the days, so we can also meet up there. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time. I'll catch you guys on tomorrow. Please wait for the updates on the WhatsApp group and we'll follow through. Any questions? I'll be in the session. Otherwise, thank you for the day.